Hello my loves, HASINA here. Today with a hopefully short get ready with me. I already did a base and we're ready to go. We're trying to go for a fantastical look. That's why I've got my little lilac hair going on. Sorry in advance for the AC. I'm going to be turning it in and out because it does make my eyes water and I'm doing eye makeup, but I'm also hot, so we'll see how that works. I'm going to try to turn it off periodically, off and on periodically, so bear with me. Before we start, as always, if you are liking these chats, get ready with me's, tutorials, all that good stuff, music, all that good stuff, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm making more videos more often, so expect to see more stuff. My eyes are watering already. Okay. So for this get ready with me, like I said, I'm going to try to do more of a fantastical kind of fantasy-like look. So a lot of color in the eyes. Let's see if we pull this off. Who knows? And I want to talk about a few things, but about shadow work. I think we should start having this conversation. So the first thing I'm going to do before we start is put a little more concealer on my eyes just to get them a little brighter. Yeah, shadow work. So shadow work is, and you can Google it for something for a more clearer understanding, but for my understanding, shadow work is the stuff, the parts of us that maybe we don't want to look at, that we need to heal. Okay? So that's all that ego stuff, all those criticisms, all that little meanness, all that little self-loathing, all that little jealousy, all that anything and everything that doesn't align with who you truly want to be. So, as we all know, 2020 has been quite the year, hasn't it? Quite the year. And so, I think that it is time to have a bigger conversation about shadow work, or start a conversation about shadow work. As you can see, I haven't done a get ready with me in a long time, and so I have to remember how to keep speaking while doing my makeup. So that's going to be an adjustment that I have to pay attention to. Yeah, so I'm always into stuff like this, but I will say I was hiding from shadow work for a long time because I didn't want to see it. And sometimes shadow work is not just the bad parts of you, but the things that trigger you too. I didn't say that part. And this is a transition color, a little dark, but we're gonna go with it. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to deal with it. I did not want to deal with it because I have some triggers that they're so kind of like horrifying. And I didn't want to even get into the conversation about them because I felt like I couldn't heal from it, you know? That if I open up that space and that conversation, can I recover? You know? But another hard lesson that I did not want to learn is that the only way out of it is through it. So you have to get there. That being said, especially as someone who is a mental health advocate and deals with mental health issues, you have to get there when you get there. If you know that like you really can't recover, then look for guidance, get help, get support while you navigate those spaces, because it can be very, very hard. I remember a time when there were some issues that I was going through and I needed help for them, but I couldn't even utter the words. To utter the words would be to be re-triggered all over again. And so it's a process like anything else. And you can, if you know that you're at that level, seek support and say, you can say that there are things that are going on that you cannot utter yet, and we will try our best to discuss as much as you can. You know, if you find the right person, which that's what I had to do. Sometimes it's hard to find the right person, but it's important. It is really, really important, because you have to be able to see the parts of yourself that you don't want to, so you can heal it. Or not really even heal it, but so you can send it away, so it doesn't have control over you. Okay? Because if you can't utter it, it gets to live and do what it wants to do in your space. And that's a part of the conversation that we don't really have. You know? It's no joke. It is no fucking joke. And if you try to avoid it, it will find a way. So that's for the shadow work, for triggers. Find ways to get to the conversation in a healthy, safe space. And if you cannot utter the words yet, that's okay. Use as many words as you can. Because I think sometimes we're cultured and conditioned to think it's all or nothing, and it's really not. Your body is so thankful for every progress, every change you make. Your body, your mind, and your spirit are so grateful. So please consider that. Now, the other things, the other types of shadow work that I'm aware of, when you Google it and you look at people and stuff, you're gonna find more information. But shadow work, the parts of you that you don't like. Because I'm laughing, and I'm someone who posts shit like this too, but everyone's like, I don't have any toxic people in my life no more toxic people, blah, blah, blah. Everybody talking about these toxic people. But where are the toxic people? So no toxic, because no one's coming up and fessing up and saying I'm toxic. No one's coming up and saying a damn thing. Everybody telling you no, positive vibes only. I'm not toxic. I don't have no toxic people in my life. So where are they? Because everybody talking about them, but nobody them? Nobody's them. Okay. I hate to break it to you, and I may have said it in other videos, or maybe I just say it to people all the time. My loves, including me, you are not as good as you think you are. And you are not as bad as you think you are. Everybody has been toxic at some point. Maybe not our divine peoples, maybe not Buddha, maybe not Jesus. But us? Oh yes, baby. Oh yes. Sorry for all the noise. But yes, we've definitely been toxic. Because when you don't know, you move out of fear. When you don't know, you move out of judgment. When you don't feel valued, you do things to feel powerful. Sometimes there's shitty things. But we have to be honest about who we are. Because this is the thing. We can't be honest about our shit. There's that micro and that macro. So if you can't be honest about your shit, and I can't be honest about my shit, then when we look outside, we're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe people are behaving this way. Why not? Why not? Why not? They're also not looking at their shit. They're also not looking at their shit. Isn't it a mother something? Right? But that's what's happening. I mean, and also, that intertwined with collective consciousness, which is what I always talk about. It's great, and don't mind my mess. I can't give you a backdrop and stuff too. I only have that much energy. So you get this, or you get the backdrop, but you don't get both. Sorry. But yeah, I think we got to talk about collective consciousness and how we don't think. We think, okay, this big horrible thing is happening. But what behaviors lead them there? They're not big, giant behaviors that lead them there. There are smaller behaviors that we keep doing, that we keep okaying for ourselves. And then here we are where, oh, no one's saying shit. No one's saying, I'm not saying shit. I'm allowing this for myself. And then you end up with some shit, some real shit. At the same time, it comes to the surface to be revealed and to be cleaned up. But we have to acknowledge what it is. We have to see the parts that are also us, even when it's disgusting. We have to. We really have to. Otherwise, we'll always be shocked by the things that go wrong. We're shocked that people don't want to wear masks. People don't care about other people. People have been taught to not care about other people. Western, because I'm from a Western country, people have been taught individuality over community. Including me, big time me. It's the first thing I had to really start thinking about. Like, I'm like, oh, I gotta get this shit for me. Oh, I gotta get this shit for me. But how does that play out when in my mind, in my subconscious, when I start thinking about the world and the collective? It makes it a little more difficult to think about that community. Now, granted, I'm into, I don't like germs. I'm into wellness. But what if you're not? Then you're like, fuck those people. I ain't wearing no mask. It's that easy, y'all. It is that easy to drop down into the bullshit. I think so much about how we don't want to face parts of ourselves. And I am not in here lecturing y'all. I am talking about myself, and maybe it hasn't been in some time, but there have been times when I was mean. There have been times when I was mean. There have been times when I was judgmental. There were times when I wasn't friendly. And, why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? Sidebar, makeup tip. If you are someone who has fine lines under your eyes, I know a lot of people like to bake under their eyes when they do a lot of color. I think that makeup is great, because I see I have some dust off here. But I think that it may be better to just have a slower hand, because that could really start to settle in the lines and make your eye area look a little older than you want it to look. A little dry, not older, but dried out, more dried out than you would actually want it to look. So I think that's something to consider. For at least for me, it's been, I've always had these fine lines and crow's feet, but as I've gotten older, I know that my eyes like powder, but don't want me to OD on it. So, maybe not bake, and maybe I like to have a large brush that just takes off excess whatever, a large clean brush, and that's what I'll do with this makeup when I'm done with it, rather than add more powder. But I wanted to do more colors, but I like it like this. I think I'm just gonna add a highlight and do my under eyes, do some color in my under eyes. I think that. Also, I meant to put on some blush. I did not. Leave my junky desk alone. I do work there. I'm just playing. But yeah, back to what I was saying. How pretty is this blush? Can you see it? No, a little bit. It's Natasha Denona, a highlight blush. It's so pretty. But my point, back to the point, is shadow work. Is take some time by yourself anywhere and think about the parts of yourself. And you may not even be doing it now, but the parts of yourself that you haven't faced. What parts of yourself are hurt and act out and do kind of shady things? What shady things do you do? When you're being petty, why are you being petty? Why do you feel like laughing at someone today? Why do you maybe say something rude or show a little attitude to someone that day? Look at the parts of you that do that. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself what that's really about. You know, because it's time. Because the gift that you have that someone else doesn't have, that's also doing it, is the awareness. The awareness to change. You know, and those who don't have that awareness, they're not without hope. They can see the example and choose better. Right? Right? And that's all we want. That's all we want for this life, is to just choose a better choice. If you can. If you can, why wouldn't you? You know? Because when you choose a better choice, sometimes the person's not actively thinking, I'm gonna do better. But they see it and they like it. So they mimic it. And there you go. Better shit going on. Just like that. This is the transition shade. Under my eyes, just move my eye area a little. It's that simple, folks. And the whole world doesn't have to change in order for the whole world to change. Believe that. The whole world doesn't have to change in order for the whole world to change. I promise you. I promise you. I promise. Think about it. Think about it now. Think of all the changes that we've had in the world. And think about all the fucking people still resistant to it. The whole world doesn't have to change. So be willing to look at those parts. Sometimes the biggest thing that I've noticed about myself is I've called myself often a introvert. And this is what I say about shadow work. Sometimes the shadow work, it's not even that you're doing such a terrible thing. It's the parts of yourself that you're not willing to see. And because, back to being an introvert, because of that, sometimes how I communicate or how I think people are interpreting our communication is way different than what it actually is, because it is a huge effort for me to maybe reach out to someone or say something to them, and so when I say anything, it feels like I said so much, but to them, I really didn't say that much, and they really don't feel that close to me, and so I feel a closeness that they don't feel. And that's something to look at and learn, and that's what I'm doing right now. And that's the shadow work, you know. It could be as simple as that. It doesn't always have to be super volatile. It's just, what are you not looking at? What are you not looking at? And how would your life change if you did? I'm gonna put a drop of this purple here, and I don't know why. Okay. I like that choice. It just needed a dab. Yeah. So take some time. I really recommend Honestly, and I didn't want to make it about this, but I would really recommend everybody do some major shadow work between now and November, loves. Because you gotta really, this is some important work. I don't even want to like repeat it, but there was like a tweet that I read where someone said the current war is spiritual. And that's not to get, when I say spiritual, I mean spirit. So that's for everybody, no matter what you believe in. And that's how I interpreted it. But yeah, get your spirit right. See your stuff. See what didn't work. See what does work. I think no matter what you're doing, you can always listen more. There's always something to listen to. There's always something to care about. Trying out these colors, trying to figure out what I want to do for a highlight. Do I want to do something a little pinky? Oh, that turned out nice. I also like this little flat brush for the highlight, because I don't have wide set eyes. I have a little dot of eye to use. You know, like that's all I got. And then the other one, like, it makes my eyes look weird when I try to do more than that. You see, that's just enough for me. Okay, I like this. I think it was fun. I'm gonna put a dot of that highlight up here. Yes, sir. I like it. Yeah. So, really think about that part. Are we done? I think we're done. Do I want to put a dot of purple to like balance out? I'll do a dot. I don't know if that's gonna make anything. Do we like that? I like it. Okay, all right. I likes it. So, am I gonna fuck it up with eyeliner? I don't know. I think I might. Because eyeliner sometimes, man, that's another thing with aging. Like, I always had a little bit of a saggy eye, but now, man, it'd be disrespectful. So, let's look. I think I'm gonna do the smallest of wings. Yeah, I think that's all I need. That's all I needed. Look at that. Because sometimes when y'all see me with them long wings and stuff, like, I had to fight for that. And I'll just keep thinking, well, shit, if I'm fighting for that at 39, I hope I get over wings in 10 years. Because, baby, you ain't easy. And this eye is always so disrespectful. This one. I usually start with this one to see how I can save it. Do you guys want a tutorial on semi-hooded eyes? On eyeliner for semi-hooded eyes? You should tell me. I'll do it if you're into it, but I know y'all, I don't know, some of y'all don't have my problems. Okay, another thing. I'm one day going to do, like, I'm gonna have a post or a vlog or something about all the weird stuff that happens as you age. And yes, I'm only 39, but when people talk about aging, they talk about wrinkles and weight gain, and I have all these little weirdo things that happen now that I'm getting older. Like, this is a heated, disgusting, messy, but this is a heated eyelash curl. You want to know why? Because one day, like, I think I turned, did I really do that? Did I do that? Oh, you bitch. Disrespectful. Can I save it? Can I save it? Can I save it? No, I can't save it. Little dot. What a fucker. Sorry, potty mouth. That's another thing I have. Can we save it? Can we save it? I'm trying. Isn't that the worst? Like the worst. I'll set it after this. Oh yeah, so back to it. Yeah, like I turned 37 and 4 of my eyelashes were like, yeah, we're not gonna curl anymore. We're gonna be completely straight. Yeah, nothing you ever do is gonna change that. No curling iron, no eyelash curler, nothing will change that. And it will constantly go into your eye because we know that you wear contacts, and that's funny. That's funny to watch. So, I have these 4 eyelashes. Every day I was like, what is this black spot under my eye? What is this black spot? And it was from mascara that kept hanging. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see that it was the eyelash just hanging straight down. And so the closest thing that helps it is a heated eyelash curler, and it still doesn't help it all the way. So yeah, that's a weird late 30s gift. Yes. So we're 26 minutes in, and I've been talking forever, but seriously, yes. So rest of summer through fall, shadow work. What don't you like yourself? What don't you like in someone else that you see? And I don't always believe it's mirroring, but that you see in someone else. Is there any part of it that you could have embodied, that you could have in your body, that you could do sometimes? And that's why you're so repulsed by it. Who knows? Who is to say? Who is to know? You know, I don't even know where my lipstick is, so we're gonna do a liquid lipstick for a liner, because I don't feel like looking. Okay. And then we're gonna do, what are we gonna do, my loves? We're gonna do something pinky on the top. And that feels a little like nice, but I don't know. I'm a lipstick mixer, so just bear with me. We're just gonna add more colors. This is a little warmer. Now we're talking. And one more thing. Pink. Something pink on top. Is it missing like a hint of white? Let me see. I feel like it is. Let me see. Okay. I think I like that. So, get this wig from behind. Do you guys, if you want to see how long this wig is, I don't know where I think I'm going with it at all. Now let's use my eyelash curler to pick up them straight hairs. And oi, oi, oi. We are done. So 29 minutes. And it still took that damn long. I guess I could have did the base with you guys. Thank you for watching. Again, shadow work is going to be a great healer to you on a micro and macro level. It is going to be a healer for our collective consciousness. It'll change your life. Okay? It'll change your life. Google it, because there's so much more information out there. But most importantly, I wish you a fantastic week. I will talk to you soon. One love.